Hello children, I hope you all are safe at home, and I also hope that the video which I am uploading related with English language, you are going through it. In the previous video, I have discussed question number 1 of practice paper 2, that is first part, second part and the third part of it. That is, the question is write a composition in 300 to 350 words. So today we are going to discuss next two parts of question number 1. So let us start with the next part, that is part D. So the part D says, express your views either for or against the statement. The statement is competition leads to progress. Now, if you see this question, you'll see that they have asked you have to write either for or against the topic. So, this type of compositions are argumentative kind of questions. And first thing which you have to keep in mind in this is that you have to decide that whether you are going to write your composition for the motion or you are going to write against it. So for that, it is always a suggestion that you write the points for and the points against. And you see that where you are getting more points means the ideas which you are writing, where you have more ideas. If you have more ideas with for, then you start your composition for the topic. And here if you see, the topic is competition leads to progress. Now, if we talk about competitions, there are several kinds of competitions, and you being a student, you face several kind of competitions in studies, then you have competitions in sports and games, then sometimes you have competitions in cultural items. So, what kind of a argumentative composition you are going to write, and then you have to analyze it that whether competitions leads to progress or not. Now, if we talk about as a student in class, you have competitors in your studies. So, the competitions could be in both ways. It could be a healthy competition or it could be an unhealthy or maybe a negative kind of competition. So, here you have to keep in mind, since you are writing a composition which somebody is going to read, so obviously it should have some positivity in it. So let's talk about the competition in class, like competition in marks you have. Like you say that, how much marks the other person is getting and how much you are getting, and then you compare in it. And then of course, if you have that zeal, if you have that desire that you should get more marks than the other children, then it is a healthy competition without harming the other person. So it is a healthy competition. Obviously, since you are practicing more to have good marks, that means it is leading to progress. So what does it mean? That competitions leads to progress. So this way you are going to write your composition. Now here I am going to discuss few points with you, that how you are going to enhance or beautify or write your argumentative kind of compositions. First thing is that the argument, sometimes the compositions come as you have to write for and against both, whereas sometimes it comes for or against. So first thing you have to decide, you have to write for or you have to write against, and then ensure that you have enough ideas on which to build an argument, and your arguments should be in such a way that they should have strong points, that you want to come to a conclusion with different kind of reasoning. So those points which you are writing should have a very strong base. So first thing, what you are going to write, you have to plan your argumentative compositions. First thing, jot down as many arguments as you can. Okay, like here we have a topic that the competitions lead to progress. Whatever ideas are coming to your mind, keeping this in mind that we are talking about a healthy composition, you jot down the ideas. Then secondly, rearrange them under the heading for or against. Okay, so then you will find that you are getting more ideas on for or you are getting more ideas on against. So this way you can choose that you are going to write for or you are going to write against the topic. Then choose your side of the case. As I said, present the opponent's arguments and try to refute them point by point. Write down your arguments carefully, planned, reserving the strong ones at the end, because at the end actually you have to prove that you were right on your side, because if you're either you're writing for or you're writing against, at the end you have to prove that whatever you have written was right. End your composition with a personal conclusion. As I told you before also, that last is the conclusion and there your own point of view should be there. So these are the points how you are going to plan your argumentative compositions. Now the structure, what should be the structure of your composition? Structure, I have been repeating this in the previous videos also, that the first paragraph of your compositions should always be an introduction. And in introduction here, if you see the topic, competitions lead to progress, in this you are going to give a brief idea of competitions. What kind of competitions are there, whether you have faced any competition in your life or not. It should be healthy competitions, the positivity of the composition, all these things you are going to write in the introduction. And remember that your introduction should always be very impressive. Then we go to the next paragraph. In next paragraph, now you are going to expand your ideas, the ideas which you have already written somewhere, and then you are going to expand those ideas with the strong arguments. That is going to be the body of the composition. Now these ideas could be in different paragraphs, maybe 2 paragraphs, maybe 3 paragraphs, and then you reach to the last, that is the conclusion. And there in conclusion you should have some mature opinion there, that on the topic which you were argumenting, that at the end, that what is your suggestion to the readers with the relation of the topic. And it should be proved that yes, the competitions lead to progress if you are for, and against that competitions doesn't lead to progress. Even you can give many examples in that, examples of maybe great personalities, great businessmen, that how they compete and then how they reach to the successful life. So this way you are going to conclude your composition. So this is the part 4 of your question number 1. So the next part or the last part of question number 1 is part E. Here you are given a picture and then the question is, study the picture given below, write a short story or a description or an account of what it suggests to you. Your composition may be about the subject of the picture or you may take suggestions from it. However, there must be a clear connection between the picture and your composition. So, usually most of the children attempt this question because it is easier seeing the picture and stimulating your thoughts. But the most important part of this composition is that the ideas which you are writing should have direct connection with the picture. So they have asked you 3 things in this question. The first thing, after seeing the picture, you can write a story, or you can describe the picture or an account of the picture, that what it suggests to you. After seeing the picture, maybe there would be a picture of a cartoon, there would be a picture of 2 people, there would be a picture of many children playing there. So first thing is that you have to study the picture properly, and then you have to jot down your ideas and then decide that whether you are going to write a story or you are going to describe the picture or you are going to write an account. So to write this answer, I am going to share few points again with you. That first thing, when you see the picture or when you are studying the picture, See whether the people and the place shown in it give you an idea for a story or a description. Ask yourself few questions about the picture, like who are these people, what are they saying to each other, where are they, what are they doing, what has happened, or what is going to happen next after this picture, after seeing this picture. Such kind of questions should be there in your mind. And then after exploring the picture, then you jot down the ideas what are coming to your mind. So in picture composition, you may be asked to write a story as it is, as I said, or it should be a description, or it should be an account. So how you are going to write a picture story? So the first one is, a story based on a picture must have a plot, characters and atmosphere. And as the question says, that your story should have a direct connection with the picture. If the connection is missing, you are going to lose marks. If the picture is based on an action photograph, imagine that you are one of the people in the picture by getting yourself involved in an imaginative way in the scene. You can hold your reader's attention. This way you are going to hold the attention of your readers, that being one of the character of that picture, if the picture is of many people. After identifying yourself with one of the characters in the picture, work out an interesting relationship between you and other people in the picture. And of course, the setting of the picture, that maybe it's a village scene, maybe it is going to be in the town, maybe inside house, outside house, or in a restaurant, in movie hall, whatever it is, that way you are going to develop it. Then study the facial expressions of the people shown in the picture. Their gestures, their clothes, their positions, either they are sitting on something, or maybe lying down, or maybe playing, maybe enjoying, so such things. As well as objects shown in the picture, that what are the objects, maybe in front of the house, maybe some kind of objects of playing are kept around them. So these things you can pick. The minute observations should be there. Your observations are count when you write the composition, that how keenly you have observed the picture. These details will help you to invent the action for your story. Imagine what is happening in the picture and then decide what is going to happen in the story. First thing, what is happening in the picture, and next thing, that what is going to happen or what has already happened in the picture. So this way you are going to write down. Now again children, you have to remember one thing. The ideas which you are going to write in the compositions, they should be in a sequence. They should have a logical order. If you are starting from the morning, then you have to go till the evening, then one after the other. The time arrangement should be there. It's not that first you talk about morning or first you talk about evening and then going back to morning, then again coming back to evening. So this way it becomes haphazard. So you have to write in sequence. Then come to the second part, that is the description, that how you are going to describe the picture. First thing was if you are going to write the story. Second is the description of the picture. Pay attention to the details given in the picture. Relate the details to the overall effect of the picture. After this, I will be sharing this question with you, and then you can observe the picture. There are few children sitting on a cot and they are talking. So you are going to describe that ways. Decide the angle of attack. This is done either by narrowing down the focus from the picture as a whole to a specific detail, or by concentrating first on a detail and then widening the focus to take in the whole of the picture. Then establish interesting connections between the details chosen by you and the picture as a whole. The details that fire your imaginations may be anything. Maybe a car parked with its door open, a child's smile, the angle at which a cap is worn, a clenched fist, a shadow, etc. Once you choose details which play a part in the total descriptive plan, you are on your way to success. Means each detail of the picture you have to describe, and that too one by one. It's not that you start from one side, whatever would be the stimulus. Means if you see the picture, whatever has stimulated your mind, maybe the children, maybe any object which is kept at the back, maybe the situation or the setting up of the picture, that has stimulated. So keep that in the center and then you describe the picture. Then third part which this question asks is then account. That is the thoughts and the feeling which arises in your mind after seeing the picture, what the picture suggests to you. So in this type of writing, the picture becomes simply a starting point, giving the writer considerable freedom to use his imagination. He can allow his thoughts and feelings to journey beyond the bounds of the picture, though it should have a direct connection with the picture. But then after seeing the picture, you can imagine just anything. That is the account. A picture composition of this kind should have a plan. Again, the plan is, first should be the introduction, general description of the picture and its effect on the writer. Maybe the children, when you will see this picture, the children who are sitting in this picture, they are wearing such kind of clothes which shows that they belong to some poor background. So maybe that is the stimulus through which you are going to start your writing. Body of the composition, again narration of the thoughts and feelings by looking at the picture one by one. Then in the conclusion, a balanced outcome of the thoughts and feelings where you are going to suggest your own views, you are going to conclude with your own morals, whatever you have learnt by seeing this picture, or the story which you have ended, that also should contain some or the other moral which is related with the picture. So this way you are going to write your picture composition. In picture composition, again you have three choices, that is either you write story, you describe the picture, or you write an account of the picture, what it suggests to you. So this is how you are going to write your last part, that is E part. So children, here we end with question number 1 from practice paper 2. Question number 1 of composition, where you have to write 300 to 350 words of composition, and out of these 5 choices you have to write only 1. So the question is that how to select. I told you in between that whenever you read these questions, wherever you have the maximum knowledge, that topic you pick and write. Okay, so that should be kept in mind. So at the end you will be getting these 2 questions which we have discussed today. You must try and write the composition on it. Remember that the word limit should be 350 words, not more than that. You have to write good English, then you have to keep in mind the tenses. And if you read newspapers daily or you read some books daily, please keep enhancing your vocabulary. Okay, so thank you children.